Right, okay. So this week I'm not gonna do any wasted dreams this week because I just need a bit of a break from it, to be honest. It's okay, it's just kind of pissed me off at the moment. So um I'm gonna have a break from it from this week and come back to it next week. I'm probably gonna spend a little bit more time on the programming today. Whether I get round to actually doing any gaming in the second half, I don't know. So I am feeling still quite warm, even though it has dropped in temperature a bit. I think because this room that I'm in now is the warmest room in the house, so the good thing about having the warmest room in the house is winter it's great, but in summer when you get really hot days like this, it's fucking baking. So I'm probably not going to spend a massive amount of time. I might do an hour and a half. I might do a couple of hours and then kind of kill a stream after that. And I usually do about 2.5 to maybe 3, depending on if I'm going to do Wasted Dreams or gaming afterwards. But I think I'm going to try and keep this a bit short this week. So, oh, I almost forgot. I'm missing an icon. There we go. That's that done. And it's time to put the Amiga on. Now, so I need to move the camera a bit because it's pushed right up against the monitor. I will start looking for stands for on on top of the monitors, and that'll make it a bit easier. So I'll probably just have one maybe on that side or this side, depending on how it looks in it looks around here. I also have to be careful as well because you'll be able to see the this is the microphone. Right. Anyway, less babbly, more dewy. Right. So last time on the game programming side, I've fixed a couple of things, and one thing I will show you that I fixed is the Amiga guide stuff, and I'll show you that working now. So if you remember, in the help files, you see all these have changed. Basically what was happening was when I double click these, it says something about objects. I can't remember what it said. Basically, it just want to open it for some reason. And the only one that did was the Can Do Help Guide. But now if I double click this, it opens. Now, the reason why it wasn't opening was because these files did not have a main section. And when I was opening it up in the one Amiga guide kind of editor, it basically said it was missing and it would add it in, and as soon as I opened it, it fixed it. The only problem is I now get an empty space. So this is the main section, and I have tried to put something up here, but I've not done it for every one of them, so I'll have to figure out a way of doing that. But it's a low down issue. It's nothing massive about that sort of thing, so don't worry about that. What I did find was about when I was looking through this. Let's go back into it. Sorry. I was having a nosy through and I found... So they have something about arrays, but I can't see how to make those. Where was it? Is it in variables? Give me a moment while trying to see where I found... Was it in miscellaneous? This one's an interesting one. It's not. Now, if you're into assembler, NOP is known as no operation, and it means that you basically tell the CPU to run a cycle, just waste a cycle and do nothing. So it's interesting seeing this here. But yeah, no operation that does nothing but can be used as a placeholder for comments. So that was weird and interesting to see that in there. Where did I find the... So what I'm looking for is one that says argument. Because you remember last time I was saying about that I couldn't really do one of the scripts. Because I needed to figure out a way of putting an argument into it, and I didn't read it. It was in the manual, I just missed it completely. I think because of where they put it, as I kind of like glossed over it, was like, oh, I don't need this because it's, you know, I should have actually read it. It's not the variables guide, is it? I'm sure we looked at the variables guide. You know, if I can't find it in a minute, I will just skip it and show you exactly what's going on. Oh, is it this one? Flow controller, I think that's what it is. There you go, argument 1 up there. So let argument equals argument 1. This returns one of the arguments passed to the script. Up to 10 arguments be passed to the script, argument 1 through 10. So that's interesting and good to know. Also, let me just pull up the manual for Candu. And then I can switch to the manual. This one. Yep, okay. So looking at the manual. The bit that I missed. Just give me a moment while I find it. So card movement, I'm sure it's something like flow control. Was it this one? Yeah, here we go. So I missed this completely because this was flow control stuff, and I just tend to generally kind of go. I generally know all this. I can just like kind of while into everything else. When you scroll down, there's a do routine, and it says routine name. Now that's part of the global scripts that you can either have. I think we've seen this before, but when you make the global script, you can either have it global to the entire deck, or you can have it local to one deck only. But you see where it says argument 1 to argument 10 there. We'll have a look at this when we get into the program, but it's basically that's how you put the arguments through when you run this particular command. So that's that one. Okay, right, so let's take this off. Just start out, not do my usual of, oh, look at this, and then you're not seeing it. So let's load up Can-Do. Okie dokie, and did I actually add? No, I've already added a few of the cards. I didn't add all the cards I was supposed to do, but that's fine. So I will show. Oh, that's another thing I found out. So if you remember, there was Super Browse mode, which basically takes off this bottom section here, and I couldn't figure out a way to actually get back into normal mode. And the way you do it is, if I remember right, I think you hold down one of the Amiga keys. I think it's the left one, and you can bring this down. And this bit here, if you double click in here, that brings that back up, and now I've got the window back again. So that's how you do that. And let's click browse. The other thing to show you is this is the front yard. Click over to the porch. The porch needs to be opened. Remember, we do click here, nothing happens. So we hit open, and then we go here, and then that opens the porch. We can go back, and then we can go forward again, and you notice that that hotspot has disappeared, because what I've told it to do is to remember the fact that we've opened the door, so that anywhere we go back at any point all the way out, we can go back in again to this second card, basically. So showing you how that works. So I think it was, let me find the correct card. So it's the porch card. And this here is the, let's edit, click that. Is it the porch button, I believe? Right, so that's the print text for that. Not that one. Open command button, that's it. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've thought it was better off doing it this way, but I've put a static in there. So just to reiterate what a static is. Static, basically, if you change the variable, it will stay to that change state until the program is finished. That's why I didn't use a local or a global, because what I didn't want to do is it kind of going back to the local and resetting it to 0 or to undefined, which meant that the process wouldn't work. So I've, on this line here, I've basically said go and get the open state button, the open button from here, and check what state it is. And if we've enabled it, we basically set the static variable to be true. And then this here is do test door variable porch door state. This is the do for the routine variables that have the scripts everywhere. And this is part of the arguments that you put into it, the argument 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one of them. So basically saying put whatever you've set here into this, into the script here, And then we're going to have a quick look at that script so you can see what's going on there. So there's the routine section, which we played with last week. And it's global to the whole deck. So, as you already know, the argument 1, it basically checks if it's 1. It doesn't really matter if it's 1, true, or on or off or anything, because they're all Boolean states. So that's 1 or 0, true or false, on or off. So the good thing about that scripting is it understands that completely. So remember, the routine is test or variable. We've put into it the static variable of what the state was, which we told it to do was open or true or on or 1, which is what we got here. Then we're going to say let G port store, which is a global variable, and this global variable is accessible by anything in the card deck, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then we say go to the card port open game, which we've already seen that does work. Also, if it's true, do this anyway. And I think I did this to keep the door open. I think this was basically saying when we open a door on that script, go and make sure that this is set, and then this should still be set all the way through because it's only being powered by that card. And then after that, anything that asks about it, it just keeps it down here. So let's go to what's the one I was gonna have a look at? Global porch door. What's using global porch door? Just let me think about what's using it. It's been a week, so I'll have to remember. I think actually I did it in this section. Did I? What did I do in that section? Sure, there was somewhere that I basically said check the global state. No, it might not have been this card. I think it's the card before, actually. I think it's that button. There you go. So what I'm doing here is I'm checking if you're clicking that button that's down there. Sorry, the button that's down there. Basically, it says go and have a look at the global variable, which is what we set. If it's true, go and do test or variable, which is the second half of that. Basically says go to the open door card. Otherwise, the door's still closed, and that's what basically what we're doing here. So that's an explanation there. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's basically trying to make sure that the door is still open and everything knows it's still open after you've already opened it. So it's a bit of a fiddle, but it gets the job done. Someone's probably going to tell me that I could probably do that in a quicker and easier way, but it is what it is, and you know it's working. So there we go. Right, so now that I've explained those bits, is there anything else that I need to go through? Excuse me. I don't think there's anything else really. There is one thing I do want to do. I do want to make sure, see how big this comes out. That's kind of interesting me at the moment. I also noticed I couldn't actually, because I did try this after the stream, and I couldn't actually get the program working because it had something missing. So let me just quickly, excuse me, let me just quickly see what that was. So if I go into, I think it's utilities. Yeah, and it's got like the binder. I'm assuming that's basically like put all cards together and stick it in an executable file. So if we open this, cannot find or use the binder named C deck binder. Right, okay. So I think I'm hoping this is on a CD. Let me find. That's the one I want. Now what I'm hoping for is it's under the C drive. I say C drive, but it's C folder in this. Disk. Wonder whether the C folder is actually in here. So what is it called? Card, deck binder, and deck runner. So I probably need those two. So let me just go into my system. Is that my C? Can't be. Don't know why my C is available. Shouldn't be. Okay, these two into here. Okay, that's those two in. And just for now, I'm going to reboot. Oops. Look at that, never mind. You just reboot from there. Right, so hopefully should be able to oh no, I don't want that. Oh, you've also noticed I've fixed this so that I don't have to keep reassigning it every time. So if you don't know anything about Amigas, there's something called user script, and anything that needs an assign permanently goes in there. So I've taken off Cinema 4D, and I've taken off the assigns on it anyway, and replaced it with the can do stuff. Let's just see if the binder is still available. We can. So, excuse me. Destination ramification. Ah, okay. Find the deck. It says it's ready. Do you like the fact that it's going straight to RAM disk, so it doesn't mess anything up? Can I actually find out how big that is? Oh, only 73 bytes. Oh. At least the quit button works. That's good. Okay. Yeah, the quit button works. Brilliant. Okay. So it's relatively small right now. We don't have that many cards. I was a little bit worried about whether the size would increase the more kind of like scripts you put into it. But cross fingers, it shouldn't be too bad. But at least we've got some confirmation that it's not going to be too much of an issue. And it's good to see that the deck builder just goes, bump, done, there you go. So, we'll do a few more bits on this, and I'll add some more cards, and I'll put the game on. We can have a look at that whilst we're adding the cards in. I know I've still got to put the images in. I know it's a bit boring looking without the images, but it's stuff that I need. It's one of those to-do lists. And also, I might do this off stream. Is I will bind it up and have a look at it on my Amiga 600 because it's also got a card slot. Be interested to see actually if I'll pick it up because I've heard it's supposed to be quite backwards compatible, but I don't know how well it is, so we'll have to see. Okay, let's go back into Kendu now. Apologies for lots of worms. I need to kind of stop doing that, but yeah. Anyway, we need to have a look at. Let's just grab a new Chrome window and look for Darkness Archive org. And just make sure that this is part 1. Because I'm wondering whether the game changed because this was the fuller version, maybe. Right, okay. Let's get this shown. That's Amiga Monday. That's not what you want. I think we changed it, that's why. That's not what I want there. There we go. Okay. So okay, so what we're doing, we're just gonna play around with this just to see what we've got. So we've got examine. Right, so clicking on the house. So the tree changes. The moon doesn't do anything. Got a sign. That was the other thing I remembered. We've also got to sort out the we've also got to sort out the text, because if you remember, the text was so big it went outside the screen. Okay. I mean, I suppose I could just fill in some other areas, because I did do that last stream. I mean, we don't have to look at the images yet. And in fact, I probably need the images plugged in before I start playing around with the examine section. There's only one go section on that, and I think... Does it do anything? Just says nothing was damaged. I have to figure out how I'm going to work the speaks part. I suppose what I could do... in this instance, because we know that the examine for this particular window is going to be the house and the I think the tree and the sign and nothing else. Go is going to be your exit, which is to the left side. Open and close isn't going to do anything. Hit's not going to do anything. So suppose on this screen, because it's card only, I can just basically say nothing happened every time you click somewhere. Possibly. Because it does have mouse X and Y. So I can just sort of limit it. Maybe... Sorry, let me just take this off so you can see. So what I could probably do is limit the box to the XY to like this area here. And basically say if you click anywhere else with any of these, apart from the speak one and examine one, it just puts a message around here. It's probably the better idea. But then again, I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to change this, because this needs to have inventory up here, and this needs to have exits, and this needs to have commands. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill out the rest of the areas, and then we can go from... Then I can sort of look into how I can get images through to here. That's probably the better idea. Alright, give me a sec, apologies. See, the thing is I could do buttons, overlaying buttons, but the problem with that is you don't know what's... I don't think there's a way to... I'd have to test it, but I don't know whether the a button at the back end of it will, well, get in front of a button in front of it. Or I could just cheat and just do the, like, if it's within this area, just do something else, which would probably be easier. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm babbling now. So anyway, we've got front yard. Let's get the rest of the stuff in that we did have last week, but I kind of buggered up on. That's the hallway. Just gonna double check this with the game. I'm not always gonna go into the game. If you do want to have a look at the game, let me know. So that's... Oh, that's an interesting one. It says door is already open when I click the open. That's an interesting. Okay. So if I do this, and then I can put another button here. I'll do this now. Just need to get the same button. $16.85. Let's get the right size. Also need my notepad open. So we've got 16. Was it 35 or 85? I think it's 85. 16.85, and then click the area 31 to 38. Excuse me. All right. Switch this to the open game. Add button. Doesn't really matter if I mess. The fuck? Oh, that's because I was in the wrong bit. Sorry. Add button. Doesn't matter how big we put it because we can just resize it. And then we're going to call this. Let's call it open command button again. $16 needs to be 16 is correct. And we need to do 85. Click area. Resize that to the 3138. So it's the exact same as the old one. We need, I'll stick that for outline for now. We just need to remember to change it to outline none when we get around to fixing everything. As in, when we come down to finally, finalizing this, we need print text. I think it was. And we need, I think it's 320 by 2. So I think it's 4 by 200, I think it was. Test that. There we go. But we need to amend this as well. We also need to check whether the open command is still there. So open state is object state of, I think it's open button. If open state is true, should be correct. Unknown command. Oh. There we go. Can't forget let open state, because otherwise it won't assign variables. Save that. Am I in the wrong card? Oh, for crying out loud, I'm on the wrong card. Alright, we'll start that again. Apologies, that was my fault. I believe it. Won't take me long to do this. Click. The open state is open to object state of the open button. Wait a minute, I've just realised something. Oh yeah, porch open, it's fine, yeah. So I don't need to worry about that because it has to be on that card. Yeah, so I'm fine. Okay. Oops. What have I done? There we go. Right, let's just test this. So clicking it does nothing, but if I click open and this, door is already open. Real. Right. Okay, so that was the entrance hall. We need... Just checking the game a second. Why is this not? Okay, for some reason it doesn't turn off the... Sure you could... Oh, right, okay. I don't think you can do that. Okay, so in the game, when you select the commands on the right hand side, they don't go away. When you click it again, it just kind of re-clicks it. So I was wondering why it was doing that. it's fine. So left hand side from the entrance hall is a hallway. So that's this one, which is what we've got. And if I remember rightly, last week we put in the top bit, which was the kitchen, which is this one, which is why it's about to complain. It doesn't have that card. It says hallway U-button. Well, that's wrong. That's the kitchen. And let me just check what I've got here. Got a hallway upper, hallway lower. And a porch button. Okay, I'm confused. Hang on a minute. So once go entrance hallway. So this goes to upper. Right, because there's no hallway upper card. That's fine. This should go back out to the porch, which it does, and it's the open porch. Because we can see that there. This should go out to the lower hallway. Okay. So this is a copy of the last card. That's why we've still got the wrong bits in. So we've got hallway upper, which should really be the kitchen. Just check that that's... Yep. Okay. And then this one here in the game is... Let me just check. What goes to the room of war. What's that button? Room war button. Change that to room war game. Okay, exit that, save there. Right, I also need to check what positions everything is. That's correct. And then top one needs to go to the kitchen. So we need to go and make a new card for the kitchen. First of all, I'm going to make a copy of this. We've already got all this on the right hand side. Because otherwise I don't have to remake that again. Okay, edit this. Change the title. Change the position of these buttons. You still need 3 of them, so this needs to go up, this needs to go down, and this one needs to go left a bit. So, so that was the kitchen. This one here. War room's this one. So we'll start with the war room. That actually goes to the dining room. Just call it dining button for now. think it's this one we change. So I need to put this to 20. You can see it's moved because it's not fully moved. This is just basically a representation of where this one's going to move. It's going to go there. So we're about right on that one. Click there, and I think we said dining room, didn't we? So I'm just going to put dining. I spelled it wrong again. That's okay, that moves that. So the next one is kitchen here. This needs to go down. This is actually, is this a pantry? Yeah, it's the pantry. I think I put this last time to 150. And then I think I push it inward a little bit. To maybe 10. That's a bit too much. Yeah, it should be fine. And then we need to push. This is the porch one. I don't know why it's at the bottom here. And this goes back out to all the way lower. Okay. And then this needs to go to the left a bit. So I think this can go to 10. Should be about right. And this one's an easy one. Just put lower. Save and then check everything. So the one I definitely need to check is this one. Yeah, this goes there. Alright, so I'm going to build the pantry deck. Duplicate this. So it only needs one. I'm just going to probably use this one here. Just shift it to the bottom. Or maybe I could just use this one and just shift it to the left. Okay, in that case, I don't need the punch button. Don't need dining button. Yep. In fact, before I forget, and this can get changed back into kitchen. And this can go, let's see what 110 does. Way off. 150. Almost. Really needs to be 170. Push it another 10. Yeah, that's about right. Right, check this. Pantry goes back to the kitchen. Kitchen goes pantry. Kitchen, brilliant, that's working. Goes to the hallway. This goes back to the kitchen. And I'm just checking the game. Now it needs to go to the dining room. Now remove. Which one's that? I think it was a pantry. And then we can. I think this one can stay. This is supposed to go to the room of war. And the other one goes back to the kitchen. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I'm going to make sure this all connects up on this side, and then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do next. So this needs to come in. And this needs to change to, I think it was the kitchen, wasn't it? And this needs to go to 150. I know, it's fine at 170. So the top part needs to do 150. Right, that's 190 now. Okay. Right, test again. Right, so we're in the dining room. This probably break it because it doesn't have the war room. This goes to the kitchen. This goes to the pantry, back to the kitchen. This goes to the lower hall. Wait, and then this is going to go back to the war room, which we're going to add now. Let's do it from... Let's do it from the hallway because it's got the 3. So room, wall. And then we need to change these. So actually, I think they're going to be okay. Yeah, they're about right. That's fine. So, kitchen's the top one. That's fine. Where's the... Oh no, sorry, that's the dining room. Apologies. And the bottom one is lower hallway. And we've got another hallway to the left of that. What do you call that one? I want to call it Bay's hallway. So there's the only descriptive thing I could think of. Hallway underscore V. Bay's. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So then you understand what I'm getting at. But let's quickly see if we've got a small circuit here. Save here. Check this. So this goes to the dining room. Goes back to the room of war. Goes to the hallway. Goes to the room of war court. So we've got like a small section already done. I'm just going to quickly show what I mean by the hallway with the bays in it. So as you can see there, in fact, let me just see if I can... There we go. Make it a bit easier. So as you can see to the left there, there's a phase. There's nothing really much else in there. It just says hallway. So I've kind of got to make a distinction here, and that's what I've gone for. I've just said bay for bays. But that's working, and that's great. So just save that now. Okay. Let me just check my notes. So I've already done the investigating the button state change, done that. Set button sizes, we know how to do that. I'll just swap between the super browser and outside it, I've already done that. Importing graphics to the Amiga and experiment with button with hotspot. So I've done the hotspot one. That just needs the outline taken off. Right, importing graphics to the Amiga. I might have to take that one offline, to be honest. I don't show everybody else afterwards because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the arse. Well, we want 1 hour already done. Okay, let's play around with some of the areas of the game just to see if there's anything that's going to be we're going to need to kind of do a bit more work scripting wise. Let's see. Sure, there's a death round there somewhere. That doesn't do anything. I thought a knight killed you at some point. There's nothing but... Oh, there's a key there. Can't examine the key. You should be able to take it though. Right, okay, so... can I examine inside the inventory? Yes, I can. And this has popped up. That command can only be used within the... Oh, okay. Sure that wasn't there before. Okay. So that's the first thing I'm going to need to have a look at. Okay. Get them now. But I can take the matches. Right, okay. So at least I need to have a look at the inventory and we've got to make a... Okay. Let me just get back to where I was. So these are open cupboards. That's interesting. So if I open... Sure I did not close these ones. And I went into here. Ah. So if I open this, I reckon those will close, but this will stay open. Is that a quirk of the engine? And now I can't open these at all. Okay. That's interesting. Right, okay, let's get on with the key section. Need to go to kitchen area. Right, so how am I gonna do this? So remember, right, what I was doing was I was doing cards to go into the rooms and then cards to open, like the door open was a card. So I'd have to do kitchen with left cupboard open, right cupboard open, maybe. But then is the one that I can fix this by having both open, or alright, let me just do open left just for now, because we know we need to sort that out. Copy of kitchen. Let's call this open I'm gonna put left C just so that I know it's a cupboard. And then I think it was on this side, was it the so I don't need the button to be there, or do I need the button to be there? Because I think I have to redo that again. I just need to play around with some testing. Just gonna refresh this. So what I'm going to test around is to see how exactly the door opens and closes. Right, so if I open, just double checking the theory. So if I open this one, that opens, and then I open this one, and then I go out, come back in again, that's left open. So if I open this one now, go back out, and come back in again, this one's left open. What happens if I just go back out and come back in again? That's open. I think there's a slight bug there. So I'm just going to open this one, go back out and come back in again. That's open. So it's almost as if it can't do two open. That's interesting. Okay, fair enough. So I need to account for that. Hello there, Litwarsky. This might not be the most interesting streams, but basically I am I'm doing a program called Can-Do, which is basically Amiga Hypercard, and this game that you're seeing at the moment is The Last Half of Darkness. I'm trying to recreate it as I can. I've not put the images in yet. I'm just dicking around with the kind of some of the mechanics, and I've just noticed something about the cupboard opening, how it kind of doesn't keep both cupboards open, but it keeps one of them open, which is kind of weird. I've also got to work out the inventory, how that's going to work. What was it I was going to do? Yeah, that green thing at the bottom left, that's disappeared. So it's almost as if there's like a count at the bottom of how well you've done with picking up items, maybe. But I don't understand what that does. And it's not clear to me anyway. I was gonna pick this up and I forgot what I was gonna do, why I was gonna do it. Oh, that's right. Because as soon as you pick this up, this seems not to open anymore. So let me just open and shut it a couple of times. So it's F4 to close. Open. Open, close. And I need to take this, which puts it in the inventory and takes it off. So if I now close this, can I open it again? Right, that's another strange one. So you can't open... I don't know why that was done. You can't open the cupboard you could open before because you picked up a key. Seems a bit bizarre. So I think I need to fix that. Unless anybody else can think of why that would be a thing. But I think that's a bug personally. Right, okay. So open left, so this is going to be opened. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a button in to represent the key. And I might change it later. But I'll do it for testing purposes now. So stick over here. There's a button about that big. There. Stick it in the outline. Call this... What do I call this? I'm going to call it take key for now. So as before, as we did with the open door, because we need to make sure that the take button on the right hand side is clicked before we can do anything, is we get the state for that. So let take state is equal to object state of take button. And then we basically say if take state is true, this way, so I've got some consistency. This is an inventory item, so it needs to stay in globally. So I need to have a global script for that. And I'll have to do I'm just going to call it test inventory. And then put that in quotes, because otherwise we won't like it. And then I'm going to put in I'm going to have to put a static variable in here. Call it key state. Because I need to tell it that they've got a key in. Okay. So I'm going to treat this as pretty much like how we did the door one. Which makes sense in a way. Oh, I need to also set the state. I'm going to put it as true because if it's false, you've not picked it up. If it's true, then because it's part of take key button script, so that makes it yeah, that makes it right. I need to do this first because otherwise it complains. That's fine. So we're now going to have the global routine and do another one, and we're going to call it, was it, what did we call it? Hang on a minute. Test inventory, that's what we called it. Right, okay, so we know from this script it's going into this global routine that's called test inventory. I think this needs to be static as well. So we'll make a static of key. I think we need a bunch of static. Really, this should be an array, but for now, what I'll do is a static because I need to make sure it's still not going to get changed. And I'm not quite sure how to do arrays in this yet. I'm going to put a matchbox as well, because we know there's a matchbox to pick up in the pantry. So at least we're saving, it's having to do stuff here now. How am I going to do this? I've also got to be careful how I do this as well, because if this routine takes up to 10 arguments, and all I've done is go and test inventory, which will be fine for the first 10 objects, but I bet there's more than 10 objects here. But for now, I suppose I could just do static key and static matchbox and then update it once I come off stream and find out how to do the array, because then I can start putting arrays through. But it depends whether the arguments will let me send over array items. So what is the hypercard? Is it software? Yeah, basically it's if you know there's a excuse me, let me start. Just give me a moment. Wet the palette a little bit. So Myst, I don't know if you've ever played of it or heard of it, was doing it in HyperCard, and HyperCard is basically it was big on maps basically, and you had like a bunch of cards. They all were it's more like a multimedia application, so you can get it to do. I'm trying to think of an example that you could do with HyperCard. I mean, soundboard, that'd be good. So you could have a soundboard with buttons that had, like, I don't know, one card would be the Arnold Schwarzenegger quote, and then you press another button that goes to the next card. You can have Sylvester Stallone kind of things. The same idea, like a soundboard. What else could you do? Maybe a flashcard program. Help you remember stuff. So basically it's like a multimedia kind of programming, but it's very basic. It's almost like Visual Basic, where you make the buttons and each button has a script, and you have a form. So same idea. I'm hoping I'm explaining this properly, but similar idea behind that. So this is like a programming. It's more programming software. But the program behind it isn't too bad. Excuse me. What was it gonna do it now? Yeah, I'll do an if statement here. If can I just put arg1? I think I can. Yeah, I did before. Argument 1 is 1, which is fine. And if stack key is equal to true, and I also need to put a G. The reason why I'm putting G underscore here is because, oh shit, I can't. It's not a global. Unless it just changes to globals. Because the static should still remain anyway. So let's just see what happens. And how well this is going to work. I'm just going to put G underscore so that I can know that this is a global variable. And then I'm going to put argument 2. It's a really bad way that me doing this on this, but I'm just going to do it for now. Arguments 1, and if G underscore matchbox true. Okay. It doesn't like line 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, idiot. Need to do that. That's fine. Right, so we've basically done a really basic script that basically said go and set the global variable so all cards know that, in fact, let me just go back through this again because otherwise you might be a bit unsure of what I've done. So basically these global keys here are accessible by all of the cards all the way through. So I can go to another card and say, go check this global variable, that's why I put G underscore, and see what it says. And here I'm basically saying if argument 1, which is what we did just previously, was set the, we said when we click the key button with the take command, that it will set a static variable that remembers what it is, and it will go and call this program and say the first argument, that's true. We're going to say the G key is true. This is the global key, so that when we go into each I think the way I'm going to do it is each card is going to go, right, go and check your inventory and then display everything in the inventory is basically what I'm saying. So I'll show you that now. So here in the kitchen, if I click this one, is it? Not that one. Here we go. So it's these two. I can't remember which one it is, but I'm going to go with before it loads. And then I'm basically going to say, if G key is true, for now I'm just going to go print text key in, I'm going to put it in that top right corner, so that's going to be 170 X and say 20 Y. Now, at the moment, this is only going to work for this particular card. When we go to the next card, it won't have anything in because we haven't set the before script on any of them. So let's just exit this, save, and then test it. So plugging should do nothing. If I hit take this, ah shit, I've forgotten. I forgot that to put it in here. What did we say? I think it said 170. 20 was it? Yeah. Hello there, Amiga Gamer. This looks a little Pascal-y or Pasquale. Yeah, no, this is Hypercard. A version of Hypercard called Can Do. I just thought it'd be a bit interesting to play around with this and get a game out, so it's a bit different. Try and see if this works again. Yep, so the key bit's there. It's a bit too high up. Really needs to be an image, but that's fine. We can sort that later. I just want to make sure that the code behind it is correct. So if I go out, come back in again. Ah, it's not done anything. Can do is nothing for yes. Want to go to the pub tonight? Can do. Pretty much. Oh shit, I've just realised what I've done. Okay, give me a sec. If I go here. Right, what's it finish about? No window open at line number 2 of the script. Oh wait, can't print the text because the right, okay, that's fine. So we'll have to do after attachment instead of before attachment. So this is after the card's loaded, so try this again. Right, so key's there because we know we've already picked it up. Okay, I just want to double check that and go into the kitchen. and do the same thing again. So we're going to do it after attachments. This is after the card's loaded, but I think it's like the first thing it does. So the first thing it does is it checks. So you shouldn't be able to see any changes. Print text. Right, and to double check this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it, come out and come back in again. Because that way it will have saved. Well, that way it'll just reset everything. Cancel. Open this. Right, so hopefully everything's there. All our cards are in, yep. On the other hand, can do what we said. Right, so front yard goes to porch. We need to open the porch. That's fine. If we try opening the porch again, it'll tell us the door is already open. So we can go through here. We need to go to the kitchen. Oh, sorry. It's because we don't have that card, that's fine. We need to go this way into the kitchen. And I've messed up here because I need to put a button here that goes to the open cupboard button because I'm an idiot. Yep. Open LC button. It seems to be outline. Click. Kitchen. Oh fuck! It was I think it was that one. Just test how correct in that. Yeah, okay. So that's not quite correct because I've forgotten to check the state button. That's fine. I don't really care about that at the moment. So we click here. And nothing's happening because... Oh, I need to click take first. Click that. It's a key. Come out. Come back in again. He's still there because we picked it up. So the next thing I need to do is... Well, it doesn't really matter if the button's there or not. Because visually you wouldn't see it there, so you won't go to click to go and take it anyway. I suppose I could account for it. Unless that's why the person, whoever it is, the author, stopped you from opening that left side. Yeah, that's probably an idea why he did that then. So what you could do is you could basically say, if the state of the key is already here, prevent this from being opened. Keep whacking into my VGA splitter, but it's not causing you any issues for you lots, so that's fine. Right, okay, let's... The other thing I also want to do is let me just save it here. And I also just want to double check how big the card is now. So this one here was an old version, and that's at 73 bytes. Let's see what it looks like now with a few more bits in. It's going to call this application 2. Alright, that's done. That's now 145 bytes. So this should hopefully fix on well, I say fix on a disk, but there we go. This is how it would look if you were running it on your Amiga. You don't have that thing at the bottom because it's not there anymore. Wonder what happens if I click on something that he doesn't understand. So if I click here, that's the whole way. Ah, so if it comes to a card we've not come across, it breaks completely. That's something we need to look into. Or I suppose I could do extensive testing after that. Right, so we've got those in. I'm just trying to think if I can. I'm just gonna pull up the manual. What do I want to have a look at? I want to see if I can manipulate buttons, like remove them. So we can load pictures here. That's going to be interesting to see if we can do that one. But to be fair, what I'm going to do is I think each card is going to have its own image. I'd have to test that and see whether that's possible. It should be. Audio scripting commands. Where's the button commands? File input output. We'll need this anyway for when I'm saving or loading. So what I'm thinking of doing is making a save file that basically just has all the variables or the global variables in. So when it saves it and then reloads it, it basically reloads it at the point where you should be in the thing with all the variables reloaded back in. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Object commands. So this is, so when I was looking at pulling the object states, so each button on the right hand side where it's got exam and go and all that stuff, that's all an object because they're all buttons. So that's the object state there. Buffer commands. Miss commands. So there's nothing I can see here about button removal. Ooh, length of line. I'll have to check that in a second. I'm hoping that's text line. Because if it's a text line, maybe I can do something about the overflow of text on the screen. Oh, wait a minute. Was there a disable object command? Am I being an idiot? I missed that. Yeah, disable object name. Right, 660. Okay. Object name identifies a button, field, or document. This command will make the object inaccessible to the user. Will display as ghosted. Question is will it still be displayed as ghosted if it has an outline? What's the other one I was looking at? $6.52. Set word delimiters. And to the current line. This command sets word delimiter list. Word delimiters. Oh, this is document stuff. It's not what I was thinking at all. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, fair enough. I forgot what I was doing now. So busy just checking out the manual for something I needed, and I completely forgot what I was going to do. Right, so we've got a crude example of a come on, Namco, think inventory. And I can carry this over all the way through all the other cards. So if I do, I'm gonna have to do this anyway because it's an addition, and all the other cards are gonna need to pick it up. But at some point, I'm probably gonna need to change it. So if I just, what was I gonna do? I was gonna go into here. Nope, wrong place. Go into the deck. I just need to check what the kitchen said. Alright, so G key. Alright, it's fine. Just gonna do this a few times. don't know if I can copy and paste it. Let me see. I'll just do this again and see if I can copy and paste. If I can, it'll be a bit quicker. Oh, it's got a funny the way it does cut and paste is bizarre. So I'm gonna do mark location and then copy lines. Maybe if I just do this, mark this location, copy line here, see if it carries on over. I don't think it will, but oh no, it did. That's fine. Less I've got to do. So kitchen's already done. Pantry we need to do. We've already done that one. Right, so I'll save at this point. Let's do for the last part of this as super browse, since I know how to get out of this now. Right, so if I take the key from the kitchen, that's in there, and I can go anywhere else, and you can see no matter where I go, the key is still in here. Right, I can't go through a closed door. Is that because I didn't open it, or if I messed this up somehow? Oh, because we didn't start at the beginning, that's right. That's fine, so it stays it through, yeah. It's fine. And that's the opening of the... Brilliant, okay. So, let's get the thing back. Right, I'm going to kill it for tonight. I know it's been a short stream. I'm not planning on doing wasted dreams today. Just need a bit of a break from it, to be honest, and it's a bit warm still. It's a lot cooler than it was, but like I said at the beginning, this room is the warmest room in the house, which means even if it cools down elsewhere, this room still stays quite warm. So that's, yeah. So I wanted to do a short stream today and try and concentrate a bit more on this. Right. So for next week, I need to look into arrays and see how that gets done. So that's probably going to be done off stream. And then once I work that one out, I can explain everything next week, and then can carry on through that. That should make things a lot interesting, especially for the inventory, because then I basically go key yes no, this yes no, this yes no. Question is whether how it's going to work in terms of the global variables, because that's the global routines are array 1, 2, sorry, argument 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know whether can do will allow push an array into it, or whether I'm going to have to kind of think a way around it. So I'll have to figure that one out. What else do I want to do? So I need to work out how to get images in this to make it more visually appealing, so you can see, instead of me kind of guessing what's going on. Well, I'm not guessing. I can see what's under the game and put it through here, and I generally kind of use placeholders, but I can't really do this on this one. What I'll try and do is I'll try and grab some images from the game and put it into here, and then we've got some sort of visual reference, and I can do a bit more stuff on that rather than kind of winging it as I'm doing now. Plus I also said I need to sort out the background on this, because if you look at the key block and the one with the exits on, they're not quite the same bigness, as in that it's just slightly out, so that needs fixing as well. If I have to make any visual changes in terms of the right hand side, that if I need to change that, I'll sort that off stream, just so you're not kind of having to sit here kind of watch me kind of do different bits here and there, because that can be a bit tedious. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I think I also need to look into this one. I think this is the animation. Yeah, the animation bit. Because when you go into the pantry, there is a bit of an animation of a box going left and right, and that's the haunted matchbox. So I'll need to get that up and running. And at some point we need to look at the speak and see how that works, because yeah. But the interesting thing so far is we managed to get it built onto a proper deck. We can see how that works. I might need to do some error checking. I was going to say I might need to do some error checking on the actual final program, but I suppose, like I said, if we've tested it all, it should be okay. It should be fairly self-contained, and I shouldn't have missed anything. Because usually, as you already see me, what I do is I kind of add a few bits, test it, add a few bits, test it. There's usually a better way of doing it, because that'll reduce any bugs. I mean, there'll still be some bugs here and there that I've probably forgotten, but generally that's how it's done. Oh, and I also need to get images for keys. The other thing I need to do is quickly play through it properly and see whether the items you put in stay where they are, or whether when you put a new item in, it kind of goes over with the old one, if you see what I mean. I'll have to see whether, yeah, that's the case. But yeah, thanks everybody for popping in. I do apologise if you're finding it a bit boring, but like I said, it's game programming, it's not always fun. But usually when you get to the end product, at least you've got something to play with, and that's you know, that's what it is. I do apologise for not being in last week and yesterday. Yesterday I just couldn't get into the streaming. And last Tuesday, I forgot I was at the indie game dev. So I won't be. I'll be just trying to think. Yeah, I'm not doing anything this week, so it should be fine. So I will be back tomorrow. And I said last week I was doing the rest of the Supervision stuff. That is basically a rip-off Game Boy. So I'm getting all that done. Twitch is quieter anyway, heat waves in summer. I didn't realise it was a bit quieter. I understand the summer bit. Heat waves, I can understand. It's like you're trying to do a stream, but it's fucking too hot. I think I did one stream when it was really, really hot. I think that was the last Amiga, not last Amiga Monday, the Amiga Monday before that. One of the ones that I did that was the core theme. That was fun, but hot. Yeah. Sometimes I can tolerate it. Sometimes just no. Friday we'll be back. I think that should be the last Mysteries of the Sith, possibly, because we're now in the Sith Temple. I've moved everything over to the Windows 98 box, which is behind this monitor. I fucking love it. It's great. It just means that I can have a Windows 9X machine, even though I wasn't a big fan of Windows 98. I was more of a Windows 95 person, but it works fairly well. And it's got a first gen Radeon card, so it's probably best off being on Windows 98 than 95. I've also got something I picked up. Hang on, I'll go get it. Just install Windows ME for a week and you'll love it 98 after that. So this here, let's see if I can open it, is basically a 8 gig flash card. It's a very small flash card. You're not gonna be able to see because it's got. Just take it for what. Basically, it's this. This is the flash that goes into the internal. It's like an ID thing. At the moment, I've got a 2 gig in there, and 2 gig really doesn't go anywhere. I've already filled it. I've got Doom Collection, Mysteries of the Sith, Age of Empires. Age of Empires isn't massive, if I remember right. I think it's only about 100 meg. There was something else I installed in that, and I've got Unreal, as in the original Unreal, without the the original Unreal without the, because if you buy, if you buy the later versions of Unreal, like this for example, this basically has Unreal, but it uses the Unreal Tournament engine, so you're not going to get the same graphics as it came out with. They've got the CD out already. Where we go. The box is there, but I can't find the box again. But this here, that was the original one. So at some point I might go through Unreal again. I've already done a stream, already done a Let's Play of it on my YouTube channel up here years ago, but that used that version, but not this version. So I might do another one on that. Excuse me, sorry. Is there anything else? So that's Friday for Mysteries of the Sith. Am I doing anything after Mysteries of the Sith? I know that Retro Asylum is doing Planescape Torment, and I'm not streaming it because I'm already halfway through it. And I think if I come in halfway through, it's going to look weird. Plus, I don't want backseating, so I'm going to play it off and do something else. What did I say I was going to do otherwise? Let me just see. Google Sheets, and I did mark some things on here. Right, I've marked what I was going to do Tuesdays. Retro Friday has nothing. Sorry, Friday has nothing. Okay, I'm sure I mentioned I was going to do something, and I never got around to finalising what I was going to do. I should really think about it now, because Retro Salem are going to be doing Planescape through September. Well, I suppose if anybody's got a suggestion, put it in now. I'm open to anything. So I've got a month I can do something with. If you want me to do a playthrough of anything. Maybe keep it Windows based. Although I do have, I'm planning on doing an RPG on the 486 at some point, because somebody did ask for a D&D one, but at the moment what was I doing? I wanted to finish off Iron Assault. That was at least one thing, but trying to get conventional memory working on the Windows 98 box is a pain in the arse. Tell you what, I'll have a think about that, because I've got at least another week to think about it. Come on, you shift up there a sec. Also, you want to see the cat? Give me a moment. At least you get to see the cat before I go. There we go. Have a bit of a cat cam. Right, so then we've got Sundays, which is Tomb Raider 4 on the Dreamcast. Not Dreamcast. PlayStation. I'll get it right. My brain's gone again. Yeah, we're coming to the end of that one as well, but I already know what I'm going to do after that. I think after Tomb Raider 4, I said I was going to do Postal for the Dreamcast. I recently bought that. Let me show that off now. It's still shrink wrapped at the moment, so that's Postal. Get that done and out the way, because at least then you've got a Dreamcast game that I've done. And I think, because I don't think this is going to take too long to complete, after Postal, I'll do Men in Black on the PlayStation, but I'll do it via Mister, because I don't actually have that game. Postal is hard. Well, it'll be interesting to play it on the Dreamcast. I've seen Pastor Plunger play it, and then I bought it because it did look interesting to play. I did actually have Postal 2 at one point on disc, and I lost it somewhere. That was fun. But yep, that's my schedule. Let me just save this again before I go, just to make sure I have saved it. Quit now. Yep. Right. I haven't seen it on Dreamcast, had it on release on PC. It's by Wave Game Studios. Let me just, if anybody's interested. Is it Wave Studios, Wave Game Studios, one or two? I'll put the link in chat. There's the link to the Dreamcast version if anybody wants to buy it. You get artwork styles of European or Japanese. And I think the only thing that I've changed on that is the colouring on the side. Well, I suppose what's next to do is to see who's available for raiding. Right, I think we're gonna go and see Amiga Live because they're playing. Someone's playing Flink on the CD32. Just double check that's still going on after the adverts. Yeah, the face I do when I have to wait for the adverts, just like I understand the whole point for the adverts, but sometimes it can be like I want to just check something. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, they're not doing anything. Well, it's up to you. If you want to go to Amiga Live, we can. Otherwise, there's Amiga that girl Joey, but I usually kind of read her anyway. Unless somebody else has got a better suggestion. So I'll give you a few minutes to decide on that, and then I'll make a decision, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Is basically what it's gonna be. Whilst you have to decide, I'm just gonna be nosy at stuff. Your preference go to bed soon. No problem there, Amiga Gamer. Just having a quick look at the Amiga guides that I'd sorted out post stream. Definitely need to sort out the this bit. This is the main section. And also, if you've noticed as well, this bit is grayed out because I've not set it yet. You definitely need to find out what the array thing does, but it's can't find anything that basically talks about it originally anyway. Oh well, you know. Right, okay, nobody's had a thing, that's fine. What we'll do is I'll go to Amiga Live anyway. Even though they're not doing anything at the moment. Maybe people can have a chat, I think. There's 39 in there anyway, so you could probably have a chat with the people. Oh, there's a change. Amiga Live has changed the title to Amiga International Karate Plus, and it is doing stuff, so that's fine. Right, thanks everybody for popping in anyway, and thanks for the chats. Hopefully see you soon. Next Amiga Monday we'll be back on this, and I shall be in the mood to get round to doing more Wasted Dreams, so we can get that finished. I don't know how long I've got on that left, but I might have to check. I might have to check a walkthrough anyway because I'm stuck again on it. So, right, Amiga Live, start that raid. Right, okay. Thank you very again. Thanks very much, and I will see you soon. Bye.